Hey guys!
Hi.
Hi! So, we are going to be talking about past traumas, cultural differences, bullying, and body positivity today, and basically just get to know me a bit more as you guys have asked me for so long to do this. So, my name is Danusha, and I'm going to be talking about past traumas and, like I said earlier, body positivity and just how I've overcome it all. This is my best friend Helena. We've been friends for around 10 years now, pretty much.
Long time.
I don't know how we dealt with each other. A lot of traumas from that one too.
Yeah, I've been there through it all, just saying. Yeah.
But yeah, we're just going to be talking about basically my story and what I've been doing and what
you've been through.
Yeah,
and
basically.
where you are now.
Yeah.
So, I've got some questions that people have asked you on Instagram.
I don't even know these questions, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
So.
we did a little thing where everyone can put in their questions.
Yeah.
So, the first one was, how was your childhood?
Right, my childhood.
Bit of a
sticky one, that one.
Yeah.
So obviously I've moved here when I was 11 from Italy. I was born and brought up there until I was like 11. Then I moved here into secondary school straight away. Obviously I didn't speak any English. I still sometimes struggle.
Yeah.
But I moved here and I went into year 7 straight away. But yeah, I feel like there was a lot of bullying when I was growing up until I was at least around 16 to 17. I got bullied like quite harshly as well.
In school,
yeah. And obviously even outside of school, because obviously, you know, when you grow up you got all these friends, like it's a big group, and some of them might like you and some of them don't. But yeah, I got bullied like quite badly to the point where
I feel like you actually got quite a lot of racism.
Yeah,
as well.
Definitely.
Like a lot.
Because I feel like at the time when I was growing up, I feel like there was only like 2 or 3 black people, really.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
I'd say I probably was one of them.
There wasn't that many at our school.
No, not at the time. I see loads now, definitely, but like,
you can cut that.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, growing up was really hard because of like bullying and stuff, and when I went home it was hard as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my parents to bits, but gosh,
very hard.
Yeah, like,
but I think that it is just like cultural.
Yeah, it was just like a cultural differences. Like, they were brought up completely different to how people would get brought up.
Because they grew up in Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
right?
they like grew up on the other side of the world, so I can understand. They're a
lot more strict in terms of like.
But not even
being
that.
a teenager.
They just didn't understand anything I was going through, and just it was quite hard. But so I'd be going out with my friends, then I'll come home and I was still unhappy because my parents didn't get me, and it was just a lot to take in at the time.
Yeah, especially at your age.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so the second question was, did you enjoy school?
I enjoyed annoying the teachers, but apart from that, I don't actually remember a day where I actually enjoyed it. Like, I feel like there was no help from the teachers, there was no help from no one really, apart from like helping myself. Like, as much as my friends wanted to help me, I feel like at the time, because we're still kids at the time, kids obviously if they pick one person's side compared to like 10 others, they'll just end up bullying them. So like, as much as they wanted to be there for me, it
100%.
was hard because and
I mean, I feel personally like I definitely could have stuck up for her more at school, but like you said, there's that whole like, if you stick up for her, everyone's then going to do that to you, and you also don't want to be in that situation, which sounds selfish.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people do that. But I do definitely wish that I was there.
Yeah, and obviously like there are obviously all my other friends as well, because I've pretty much still got all my school friends apart from a few.
Yeah.
We can't mention them. But I still got a few like friends from school that always say, oh, I wish I'd done a bit more. Like, but I feel like now it's hit me more. Now that I'm an adult, it's hit me more that like how bad it actually was, and at the time I actually took everyone's crap.
Yeah.
Like, I could have done a lot more, but even when I did stand up for myself, I still would get it back.
Yeah.
So it's like, whether I was standing up for myself or not, I would still get it because there was more of them. There was of me, I guess.
So
Do you know what I mean?
what sort of things can you like tell them?
I think the worst
people
part
do,
was when I was like, and I'll never forget it. I was like 12, I think, and I was in the school like outside bit where the hall is and stuff, where everyone like has food and stuff. And
the quad.
Yeah, the quad. There was about, I think, 10 guys, like just 10 boys, around me, and they were just all spitting at me. You would not believe that, would you? I mean, that's disgusting. I'd rather you punch me in the face than like spit at me, to be honest. But yeah, they were all spitting at me, and I just remember going into the toilet. That. Yeah, I don't think I was actually friends with you at the time, because
that's terrible.
Yeah, and then I went into the toilet, and I used to go to the toilet and eat my lunch every day. That was my life for like a year or two, I think. No, I'd say a year, and then I started making friends, sort of moved from group to group, didn't I, for a bit. But yeah, that was like one of the worst ones. There was a lot more, but we can talk about that after.
Okay. How was your mental health during this time?
That's the thing. I feel like I said, because now I'm an adult, it wasn't as bad at the time. Like, it didn't affect you as much because it was like a everyday thing. I thought this was normal for like quite a few people.
Yeah, I don't think you realised.
No, I didn't realise how bad it was.
And none of us did.
I don't think. Yeah, like I think it was just normal. It was like everyday thing. Like I said, parents growing up, that was normal completely. That's how I've been brought up. That's been my parents all the time.
Yeah.
But it just got worse when I turned into a teenager, because I started like standing up for myself a bit more. I did give them a lot of crap as well, but then I feel like they didn't really get my side and I didn't get their side, and it was just a lot of clashing there.
And I think because you were around like all of your friends that's parents weren't like yours, like you were constantly seeing.
I'd say like yours or like Lucy's. They were quite like my parents, but not quite the same. They were just like a bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still strict, but they weren't too strict to the point where like, you know, they'd smack me a few times.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying about that one.
Yeah, no, it's just,
But yeah, because obviously like in Sri Lanka, the culture there is so different. Like, people do beat each other up, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they never went to the beating point, but they did hurt me. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that.
They'd like physically
hurt me, which obviously for now they look back, they always like feel sorry, and obviously they always say sorry about that. Like, and they do blame themselves for the way I've like turned out to be. But like, yeah, there's not much you can do. Like, I forgive them. Like, they are my parents at the end of the day. They're not bad parents. They just cared a lot, and that's just the way. That's
very,
how they dealt
very
with
protective
it.
over you.
So I feel like my mental health at the time wasn't even a thing, really.
Because you didn't
I didn't get it. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so the next question is, did you ever fall in love?
I've only been in love twice in my life.
Oh God.
Obviously, the first one. Don't know if it. I don't
Was
know.
it love? Was it?
I don't actually. I don't know, to be honest. The more I'm growing up, the more I'm like, I don't think it was love. I think it was that like I wanted to be wanted.
Yeah. 100%.
And like, I don't think it was. I think it was more like lust.
Yeah, 100%.
If I
definitely wasn't love on his part. Put it that way.
No, because if he really loved me, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Have done any of that. Like, I'd say I did right now, but you know, in 10 years' time, I could be like, oh no, like I did not fall in love. But I'd say he was definitely like my first proper love, I guess, on my side. But I don't think it was actually like real.
Yeah.
Awkward.
But now you've got 2 beautiful children.
Yeah.
And now you're engaged.
Exactly.
So you live and you learn.
Literally.
So yeah. So
as you guys can tell, I got my hair out.
So she's taking her hair out.
Yes,
but so the next question someone asked is, have you ever been manipulated?
Obviously that goes back to the falling in love part. I have been manipulated to max. Like, I went through it from like the age of 14 until like late 17s. I went back to this specific person so many times. Don't know how I done that, but I done it.
After he cheated on you, manipulated you.
Oh, it wasn't even like cheating. It was just like he was doing it to everyone. It wasn't just me personally. He was doing it to a lot of other girls.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was one of the main people that was part of it and went through it at a young age. Like, obviously I was never with him, never got to that. He used to like promise me all these things, like when I was like 14 he used to be like, oh, like, I can't wait to be with you until you were 16, and just, oh, that sounds horrible. But yeah. That's actually sickening. Like, if my daughter ever goes through that, oh my god, I don't know what I'd do. But yeah, like, he's always promised me like all these empty promises constantly.
Bear in mind this guy was older. How old was he?
He was, well, when I met him, I think he was 19, and I was 14.
And she was 14. That, we'll just leave that one there.
Yeah. So I definitely have been manipulated, but also not just on that side of it. But I feel like I've been manipulated to the side of like friendships as well. I felt like I had to be friends with certain people because otherwise I'd be a loser, as you would call it when you're in school. So I was friends with people at school, and I used to take all their crap because of it. So, yeah.
Okay, so the next question someone asked is, forget the whole boyfriends and whatever.
I don't know what the hell that is, but
what are your biggest insecurities and why?
My biggest insecurities, obviously I don't know if it's an insecurity, but like, I am scared of getting hurt again. Like, I know my fiance now wouldn't do that, but I always have that fear that like he's gonna leave me at one point because of my past trauma once again. I feel like before I'll be so crazy. Like, I remember once there was this time where like there was this girl talking to him at the pub, and I went absolutely crazy, and I went crazy at the girl and not him, and I feel like I shouldn't have gone crazy at the girl.
Oh, we've all done it though.
Yeah, but I feel like I shouldn't have gone crazy on the girl, and I also shouldn't have gone crazy on him because I should trust him at the end of the day. Like, trust should be there in a relationship, and if it isn't, then you can't really be with someone if you don't have that trust. So that's like my biggest insecurities. Also, my other insecurity,
anything to do with the body?
Yeah, so obviously I've got kids. I've got 2 actually.
Bearing in mind
the belly ain't the same anymore. Even though she was just like, it's fine. But it's just my own insecurity. Like, I'm sure, like, I say to you, you look good, and you're like, no, I don't. Do you know what I mean? It's just that everyone's going to have that.
You're, 22, and you've had 2 kids, and you look like that. Like, many people would be envious of you. Trust me.
I know, but obviously I've still got insecurities, guys. Okay? No, that's that. And, yeah, obviously, like, my scars, I used to be really insecure about that, but we'll get to that.
Okay, so, talking about your scars, somebody has asked, what happened when you had your accident? Can you tell us about what happened?
So that was, I think, the first time we got drunk. Well, my first time to get drunk.
We were both in hospital.
We were next to each other, I'm pretty sure, at one point.
Wait, I don't remember the whole night.
Wait, what's called? What hospital did you go to?
St. Peter's, I think.
Same. Yeah, so we were
somewhere
in the same
building. Bearing in mind, I'm
like
like at the bottom of the like bad scale. She's at the top, so I had no idea what was going on when I woke up and heard about everything that happened. So
So all I remember, I only have little bits that I remember. I don't remember the whole thing because obviously I drank a whole bottle of wine.
But in terms of context, we were at a friend's party, weren't we? We were young, 15?
Yeah.
Was 15? No, we must have been 16.
Yeah.
And
we were really drunk.
We were drinking wine. Who knows what we were drinking, down in bottles of wine, whatever. And then I ended up passing out. And
I got kicked out because I got too drunk.
Yeah, I passed out and there was an ambulance and everything came, and I don't even know what happened. Apparently I couldn't even swallow water. Apparently I was like dribbling water out, and that's all I know. I woke up the next day and I had no idea about anything that this happened. So what happened with you? Was it after?
So anyway, I got picked up with an ex, let's call him.
The one that she just spoke about?
Yeah, I'd call him an ex. I don't really know what he was, but
a
thing, a little rat. So anyway, he picked me up just because like I didn't want to go home because I was really scared to go home because I knew my parents would kill me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure if I went home I wouldn't have nearly died and I wouldn't have the scars I have today, so I wish I'd done that, but we move. So yeah, I went to the we went to the petrol station first.
Oh, you went to the petrol station.
Yeah. Okay. And I went to see my friend, like my best friend at the time. And yeah, she basically she cares a lot. Like we're not friends anymore, but I will always care about her. But she basically was like, oh, I don't want you to be in the car with him. She hated him at the time. Literally, they used to argue all the time. Like when I say this, they used to argue all the time.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're not being in a car with someone that you shouldn't even be with. Like, she's underage. And just basically like mugging him off in front of his friends. So he got obviously really offended. And he was basically like, okay, but make sure like you'll be ready in like 15-20 minutes because I'll come and get you again. So like you can stay with her and then I'll come pick you back up to drop you home.
I don't even know it. I don't even think you've even told me this full story.
No, I don't really talk about it. But yeah, and then anyway I was like, yeah, that's fine, like, you know, he drunk me. I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, I was apparently like literally running basically without my shoes because I had heels on at the time. And I had this like mini dress on and just running around. Apparently started like coating off everyone that was there, but that's because everyone that was there, they're all the people that bullied me pretty much. There was about 5 of my friends and there was about 5 or 6 of like boys that didn't like me but they liked them, so they were like all together at that point.
All at the same party.
Yeah, not at the party. They weren't even at the party. They're just you know,
in the area.
Yeah, in the area being youths,
of course,
you know.
Yeah.
And and then like basically they were all outside the station. This is what I remember. I don't know if it's like just me thinking it, but I'm pretty sure they were outside the station. And I was just like walking on the side of the what's it called, platform? On the side of the platform, and my heel fell onto the train track, like in the middle bit where like yeah. Anyway, I went to get it, and obviously, like, I was still, like, running around in the middle or something, I'm pretty sure. And
so you actually got down there?
Yeah, on my own, obviously.
And no one else was there?
No, they did clock after like, a few seconds, they were like, what are you doing? Like, the train is, like, a few minutes away, like, come back out. But apparently, I didn't even know this, but I bumped into one of my old friends at the pub, and she was like talking about how like proud she is of me, and she was basically just saying, she was like, oh, like it's just mad, like I've basically seen you nearly die and stuff, and then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry that I shouldn't like talk about it, and I was like, no, like I really, because I don't have any of my friends from then, so like I don't really know what happened, so I just like asked her.
That's what I mean, you only know from your side.
Yeah,
when you were drunk,
or like
so
little bits that people have told me, but I don't know. Anyway, she apparently, I don't know if that happened or not, but apparently I wanted to kill myself.
Really?
And like now thinking back, like, and that really hit me when she said that. I was just like, because I never knew why I'd done it, because again, like I said, it's only in the adult life that I started like picking up on how badly I got treated.
Yeah.
So like when she told me, she was like, oh, like you kept on saying you wanted to kill yourself, and I was just like, what? Like,
so she was there?
Yeah, she was there, and I was just like, well, like, I don't remember any of that. Anyway, I started going, like, basically one of the boys, even though he bullied me, like, he was like, come back up, like, you're gonna get, like,
hit by a train.
Yeah, but little did they know that the tracks are electrocuting.
Yeah, they're
like
a
active. Yeah, especially when it's like near to you, because it was only like a pallet at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I put my foot. That's the scar here, guys. So that's where it got first, and then it like shooted out of this bit. I don't know if you can see, and then shooted out my toes, and then it came out here for some reason. This is like, I don't know. I'm just trying to look at an angle, but this is like the other bit that is shooting out of, and basically, it was just shooting out. I guess what is it?
An electric current.
Bit like a firework, you know, like just sparking. And I don't know how I ended up with because obviously this is like one of my biggest scars.
Yeah, maybe zoom in.
So this is one of my biggest scars. And I'm pretty sure it was like, I was like this, and it was just like, obviously I was just like getting electrocuted. And then I don't know how it got to my back, but this is another one of my big scars. Yeah, this is
Just
literally
bit on your...
Yeah, and obviously that's another one that shooted out of me, and that bit as well. But yeah, I don't know how it got to my back. I really don't, because if I was like this, I don't really know how it worked, but obviously I don't remember it, like I said. But yeah, so that's how I got electrocuted. And then it's really weird. I know like people won't believe it, but like when I actually like, I felt like I actually did die for a bit, like no joke. Someone or something, I don't know if it was just me being drunk, but you know, I had my eyes shut obviously, and there was this like massive bright light, like while I had my eyes closed, and it was like get up, like telling me to get up, and like it was like a shadow, like
Really?
yeah, it was just like a shadow, like basically it wasn't, I don't know if it was human or not, I don't actually remember it properly, but I just remember telling like it's not your time yet sort of thing, like to get up. And I was just like, anyway, I woke up to this big light anyway, and yeah, and it was just like ambulances everywhere. My phone was next to me. I tried to get my phone and I could not move my arm, and that's because obviously I had nerve damage at the point. Like obviously it was fully open, so I couldn't move my arm. So I was trying to pick my phone up because obviously the guy, that ex, was ringing me constantly, and I was like, the first thing I see is my phone, and I'm like trying to get it, and I'm like, and I was going, why can't I move my arm? Why? Like I literally was shouting, like screaming. I was like, why can't I move my arm? Like I literally, because I wasn't with it either, because I was so drunk. Like my arm was just not moving, so like I didn't know what to do. And then I passed out again, and then I was in the ambulance, and then I saw better people outside, and it's just, yeah, that was
That's
quite
the story.
Yeah, that was like a big story, but yeah.
Okay, so obviously speaking about the accident, how do you feel about the scars? Like, do you think they affect your confidence, or do you think that you've kind of embraced it? Because I feel like you kind of have. And
Yeah,
I feel
like I used to be a lot more insecure.
now.
Like I think growing up, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like when I was growing up with you, Lucy, and all the other girls, I felt like the ugly duckling. I know, like you say that I wasn't
don't be
that,
silly.
but like at the time I was so insecure. I was going through all this like trauma with that boy, and like the bullying side of it, my parents and everything was just putting me down. I was very skinny at the time as well. Like you would not believe it. I was.
So obviously you were just saying how you're, being back at school, you felt the ugly duckling, which is just totally wrong.
No, and do you know what it is?
In my opinion.
Okay.
But
let me give you my opinion.
Okay,
This
go
is
on
my
then.
story.
Go on then. Okay, fine.
No, so
Go ahead.
I think personally as well, I think you guys did get a lot of attention from boys, not gonna lie. You can't not admit that you did. Especially Lucy.
Yeah.
Especially Lucy.
Yeah, but the thing is, as horrible as it sounds, I feel like back then at school, like you were like a lot of boys were very, very racist.
Yeah,
to you,
I know,
and
yeah.
that was.
And now I've got these lot.
And now they're
talking about me.
And now they're
gonna do this, and now I'm like, sorry, hang on a minute, little boy.
Yeah.
Right? Who said that? I would let you do that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So I did feel like that at the time, because like you guys did get a lot of attention.
But what about now? Like in terms
of the tables have turned.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
No,
I'm the ugly duckling.
No, you're not. No, I'm saying I feel like now, you're not as confident as you used to be. You got to admit it.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Like, she is a beautiful girl. She's naturally pretty.
No.
She's tanned. I mean, people would die to have the tan you've got. Like, let's be honest.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, but like, I don't know why, but maybe you just, I don't know. What
I think it's mainly like lockdown for me.
Yeah, like obviously a lot of people have like.
Yeah, like I think when you're constantly seeing people on social media posting their like posting their like fitness goals and like how they've lost so much weight during lockdown and that, and then you're just sat at home eating a burger and a cake for dessert.
Yeah,
like,
that's like the thing with me as well. Like I always, because obviously I do a lot of social media stuff, I feel like I compare to myself to all these girls. Like before I'd be that girl like, oh, I would never get anything done. Like I feel like I just flaunt my natural beauty, but like recently, haven't I? Like I'm always like, oh, I want a boob job because I just.
And I'm the I'm the angel in the background, like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then you got like the devil on your shoulder, like, do
telling
it.
me, yeah, like to do. So I'm always like 50-50 with whether to get a boob job or not. At the moment I'm not going to, but
No.
like I don't think I will. But it's just that I need to start loving myself a bit with that in that side. And I think again, like me having kids, like the confidence has gone a bit more. But like as much as I like show that I'm confident, I have days. You know what I mean? Everyone has days that like they don't like themselves, and then I have days where I'm like, I'm a boss ass bitch.
Yeah.
But like, I shouldn't have thought about that now.
That's fine.
And yeah, so I feel like, yeah, I have got a lot more confidence. I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I was so insecure. Like I just did not like myself at all. I used to cut my hair. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I used to cut the little bits.
Oh my god.
And they used to look like little
She
birds.
She used to shave her sideburns off, and I'd be
Yeah,
like,
and that's
what
how
are
much
you
I hated
doing?
myself. Look, now I have nothing because they're all grown back and it's just normal.
Embrace
like
the natural sideburns.
it's pretty normal now here.
It is weird though. 'cause I
Full
feel
on,
like,
I
yeah.
have it. I used to look bold, didn't I? Like
Yeah.
literally full on. Like it was really weird. And that's again an insecurity. People making me feel like crap.
But I think it's good now that you do post like
Yeah.
photos of yourself.
Yeah, like
and you're
now-
not afraid to, you don't like heavily edit your photos or
Yeah.
like edit your scars out or like anything
I
like
do
that.
cover them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really like full on go. Oh, this is my arm. You know, like I don't feel that. But that's again. I feel like that will get better. But I sometimes like put pictures up of me like with scars, but I don't do it as much as I should, which I really should. But like, it's just for me like. I don't
It's
know.
hard though.
Yeah,
It
it is
is.
hard. I have days where I'm like, I don't know. So, yeah, I do think like I have come a long way.
Yeah, you have.
So.
Do you care about what other people think? Someone has asked.
I do. I'd like to say I don't, but I do. Like, I don't want to like mention people or anything, but like, there are certain friends of my fiance that have a lot to say about me, shall we say? I do like them. I'm not even quoting them off. Like, I do like them. But they do say a lot about like how like they wouldn't be okay with like
Things that
their
you do.
girlfriends posting what I post on Instagram. Which I'm not being funny. I'm not naked. No one's seen my body. I've slept with 4 people in my life. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, no one's seen me like naked at all. So like, for them to just be like, oh, right, I wouldn't let my girlfriend do that. But that's just on you. Like if. Like, I've always been quite open with, like, my body, I feel like. Even growing up, I feel like... If you look back when I was 14, I still have pictures of me in my bikinis, like...
And I feel like you should be able to wear what you want without
Yeah.
having your boyfriend tell you
Yeah.
you can't wear it or...
Like, I
you
don't even
shouldn't,
think,
or-
like... And obviously, like, again, I do feel like... obviously, my mum got a lot of crap on her face because she's quite popular on Facebook. Don't ask me why, I don't know. She's got like 12,000 followers.
More than me, wow.
But yeah, she got like fake, like I don't know, people like making fake accounts and basically like tagging her and taking pictures of me, like screenshotting it and putting it on their Facebook saying, this is not how you should be raised. She's a Sri Lankan girl, like how on earth are her parents proud of her? They've done like a crap job and just like
Oh my
being
God.
proper nasty to her, like tagging her and full on like being horrible.
But how does your parents feel about it?
I think now
Did
they
they
don't
see
give
it?
a crap. Like,
Yeah.
my dad just stays out of it. He doesn't even know what's going on half the time.
Typical
My
dad.
mum, she does react. She's a bit like me. She does react to things, which sometimes I tell her not to do that because they just get you in more trouble and if they just keep coming back for more.
Yeah.
Like, they full on took a picture, screenshot a picture of me when I was pregnant. I had my belly out and I had like a bra thing on. Most people do that when they're pregnant. They like to show their belly, do you know what I mean? And they were like, oh, like, how can you put that up? You're supposed to be a mum, like a mum to be and stuff like that. Just being proper nasty. I actually got screenshots still. So.
And I actually saw this video the other day actually, and it was of what's her name? Is it Olivia from Love Island? Her and that boy with he's got tattoos and she's pregnant.
Alex.
Yeah, them two. And
So cute they are.
she was saying that obviously there's this like stigma around like mums not being able to post certain things when they're pregnant or
Yeah.
like after, like you're a mum now, like why are you posting photos
yeah.
in your bikini or like and she was saying like a mum's not allowed to feel sexy,
like
as soon as you're
that's
pregnant.
what I
you're not
mean.
allowed
I
to
just
feel
feel
sexy.
like people have such big opinions about these things, and I'm like, we're in 2022. We're not back in like 60s, like where no one could really wear stuff like that and get away with it. Really, let's be honest.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like we're like. So boys are allowed to follow all these girls on Instagram that got bikinis, but when it comes to their girlfriends, they're not allowed.
I know.
Sorry, they're not allowed, but them lot are, and they're alright to like it. So if you're double tapping that, you should like your girlfriend wearing that as well. So like what? I just don't get it. I feel like boys always want a good girl, but they're not a good girl, like how. I don't know how to explain it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, boys always look for good girls, but when they act a certain way on social media, they're like, she's a slag.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, but you.
But you like that.
Yeah, but you like that. But yeah, you don't like that. Wait, what? Like, it's just a lot of head fucky in it. Like, yeah. So I don't know. I don't care, but I do care, if that makes sense. So I'm like 50-50 on that. Like, I care to the point where I'm like, I have to make a big deal out of it, and then I'm like, okay, again, I'm like, whatever. Like, it makes me want to rip my clothes up and take it. But you know what I mean. It makes me like more confident.
It gives you like fuel.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, you don't like it? That's
I'll
fine.
do it more then. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the opposite. I feel like I really care.
Yeah, you really.
I care too much. I don't know why I do.
Yeah, like you're always like, oh, I look fat, and she always puts that fucking blanket thing. I'm like,
covering the tummy.
You're not fat. Like,
I've had my
at the end of the
lunch.
day, we're not young girls anymore. We're not gonna have a skinny figure. Like, we are women. Women are gonna have like
I know.
a bit of, here and there stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but I think like you were saying earlier,
like I wish I had your tits, but I don't. And I'm sure you like something about me, but like we can't keep hating ourselves. I feel like you just need to just embrace yourself and just like yourself. And there are going to be days, even the most confident people have like bad days and good days, you know what I mean? So not everyone's always 100% confident, like no one's ever going to be that. Unless, like, I don't know. I just feel like... I'm sure even Rihanna, she's one of the sexiest women on the planet. And I'm sure she probably looks at herself and like, oh,
I don't think so, actually.
I know, I'm telling you, they all do. Especially the more popular you are, the more insecurity, because people pick on little things. Yeah. Like, they can be like, oh, your nail looks ugly, and they're like, oh, fucking hell, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so final question. Have you got any advice on how to be or feel more confident?
So for me, the first thing that I was really insecure about was my weight. I really hated my weight. I was so skinny, like it was actually just no. But I feel like I put on weight, but that's because obviously I had 2 kids. Like with the first one, I really liked my weight because obviously I wasn't really that pregnant. Yeah. But obviously with Luna, I put on quite a lot of weight, like face-wise. Do you remember? Like, at my boobs, obviously, because I was breastfeeding. I mean, I wish I could have them back, but that ain't gonna happen. So I feel like putting on weight for me made me a lot more confident. So if you are one of those people that don't like your weight, maybe just try do something about it, or try be a bit healthier, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I know it's hard to be healthy because trust me, I'm not healthy. I'll go through stages where I'm a whole week I'm going gym, doing so well with their health and stuff.
And I think some people aren't in the mental health state to be doing it. So it's how do you do that without going to the gym, without having to? Because you don't have to do that. You can just be whatever weight you want to
Yeah, that's the thing. Like at one point I was like, do you know what? I can't be asked to do any of it, to be honest. Yeah. So why, what do I need to change? So that's how I changed my lifestyle, I guess. Just trying to change something. Like, obviously I don't have the nicest figure, and I'm still not at the point where I'm like, oh, I really like my body. Like,
yeah, but that's not to say that you have to go to the gym and be
No.
healthy. Like,
I think
you should just embrace it.
Yeah,
and,
that's-
do what makes you feel good about yourself.
yeah.
And I think, like, for me, when I was going to the gym quite a lot, like, it was making me genuinely feel better.
Yeah,
like, in
it
terms
was.
of, like,
Yeah.
you get that, like,
Obviously everyone's
dopamine, don't
different,
you?
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, it was making you feel better, but sometimes you can't always find the time.
Yeah,
So like, even if you go for if you don't have time for the gym, I'd say always go for walks. Walks help. Like,
Walks are even
I
good
lost
for the
weight
health.
just by doing 10,000 steps a day. Like, I always say this, like, people don't believe me, but I like generally lost weight just by doing that. And you
yeah.
don't,
But then your metabolism is maybe totally different. Like, other people may have, like, health
different.
conditions
Yeah.
where they, or even just, like, for me, I was doing that and I won't lose
And
weight.
I think as well, the confidence thing, like, social media doesn't help. Stop comparing yourself to people, because half of those girls don't even look like that in real life. And trust me, I've gone to so many events and I've always compared myself online, and I see these girls in real life, and I'm like, they ain't even half of me. Like, and I haven't even got all that stuff done. Do you know what I mean? I've literally, like, natural, like, I have nothing done. And then these girls are getting themselves done, and they don't even look like that in real life. They just look like that in pictures.
Yeah.
And that's the only time that really looks good. Like, I'm not cutting on anyone off that has got stuff done. Like, if that's your choice. For me, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Apart from a boob job's okay. But I don't think girls should touch their faces just because someone from Love Island at 23 years old, they done it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think a lot of people just
and
follow
that's
the trend.
really, I think personally for me, if you get stuff done, fair enough. I don't think you should promote and tag the places.
Yeah, no, I
I
don't.
don't think you should do that. Or like, I don't know, or like at least say, oh, well, I do edit my pictures, or I
Like, be very open about it.
be open about it. If people say, oh, why do you always edit your pictures? Don't take it too hard. Actually, just be like, yeah, I do edit it. Like,
Yeah, and I think
this
a lot
is my
of people
job.
are just like, yeah, natural selfie, and like, it's not natural.
No, yeah, it's
you can
not.
see the, like, wonky tile in the background.
I know,
Like,
yeah, they do that, and I'm like, I used to know this girl. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention her name, but she used to fully sit there editing her whole figure.
yeah.
And all the boys find a fit, and I'm like, you lot are actual.
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I fully have seen her figure from this, let's say, to like go like that, but then she got like Kim K sort of curves, you know.
Yeah.
Bruv, Kim K. Sorry, my roadman side came up, and even Kim K, she would not let anyone post any pictures until you edit it to the max.
Have you not seen, like, I was doing a bit of research for my project, and Khloe Kardashian, there was a leaked photo.
Oh yeah, she don't look like that.
Of
It's like,
Khloe.
it's like that.
This photo, like, she looked amazing, don't get me wrong, but she did not look like her Instagram photos, and she basically went mental and tried to get a lawsuit against this guy that took the photo, because she was like, oh, that was been taken at, like, not in, like, it wasn't consensual, I didn't allow him to take that photo. And it's like, really, it's just because you look nothing like that.
Yeah.
And that's why you're like, you don't want people seeing that.
They get like proper professionals to like edit their pictures.
I know, but it's
before
like
they
she's
post.
making people think that
That's
unedited
what
picture
and then
is
she's got
ugly,
like
and it's
the
not.
audacity to just be like, oh, if you gotta work hard.
Oh my god.
Really hard, you know, like, if you don't get up your ass every day.
It's like Molly May's like, there's 24 hours and
yeah, like, I feel like, okay, then Molly May, she gets too much backlash, to be honest. Like, I'm sorry, there's better people to pick than like her, do you know what I mean?
but I do understand why people went mad about that.
So we finally got to the...
After rambling on about Molly May.
Yeah, literally, we finally got to the end because our
Yeah.
camera died. And the camera's like, don't cut off Molly May.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah.
So we got to the end. We
So
obviously
thank you,
answered a few questions. Well, I answered a few questions. Obviously, you sort of
got involved
a bit as well, because obviously like she has been my friend for so many years. Like she has gone through all the traumas with me. I used to stay around her house all the time.
My mum was not mum number 2.
Literally, like I used to stay there. That's the only place my mum would really trust me, innit? Like
your mum used to trust my mum and me.
It's because
out of all your friends, your mum loved you being with me.
Yeah, I know, and because like your mum would fully talk to her on the phone and be like, yeah, she's fine, like she's just doing something.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.
We'll do this again one other time, innit? Maybe.
Shall we?